And we're back for day 2 of aerials competition here in Lac Beauport, Canada for the 2026 Azerbaijan FIS Freestyle Aerials World Cup. A double header here in the Canadian province of Quebec. And what is actually the third stop on the tour for the aerial skiers. And the qualifications round went down earlier today. It was USA's Winter Vanecki leading the charge in the women's field, and China's Sun Jiaxu taking the top spot in the men's. But of course, the scores are wiped clean now as we head into the finals. I'll look here at the point of view cam from Canada's Mia Fontaine. And yesterday's competition saw USA's Winter Vanecki taking gold in the women's field, and Dmitry Kotovsky of Team Ukraine winning the men's with that incredible hurricane, the 5 twists. Hoping to see more of that action out here today in Lac Beauport, Canada. A few upsets in the competition yesterday. I know that last season here on this particular jump site, it was Ji Wenpu of China and Laura Peel dominating both days of competition. Unfortunately, they weren't able to put it together in yesterday's event, but I'm sure they'll be looking to find their way back up to the top of the ranks today. There's also Team China dominating the aerial scene so far this season, especially in the women's field with that historic clean sweep of the podium at the last stop of the World Cup Tour.
I was born here in Lac Beauport with the Laroche family, and there was so many people in the community of Lac Beauport that was doing freestyle skiing because they have one of the first freestyle water ramp facility here in Lac Beauport. People from all around the world was coming here to Lac Beauport to train the sport, keep growing, and the key of that is to have the facilities and the infrastructure.
I was here when they were rebuilding the jump site. It was pretty exciting because it could have been, it could be ready earlier in the season, so we had time to train before the competition, so that was very nice.
I'm so happy that there's a continuity from what I did when I was an athlete, and I was a kid when I started first seeing freestyle aerial with the Laroche family and Lloyd Langlois and Jean-Marc Cauzon. 40 years later, we still have a water ramp. We're still working on it, and there's tons of kids keep training on the water ramp every summer. So this is the key for our sport. I'm really happy we managed to do that here in Lac Beauport.
Certainly the home of freestyle skiing here in Lac Beauport, Canada. The water ramp facility providing a training venue for athletes for about 40 years, as we just heard there. Now this is the third stop in the World Cup Tour. But the fourth individual format event of the season. A look now at the top qualifiers from the qualifications round earlier today.
Winter here, Winter winning the qualification for the second straight day. It looks like the jump is really suiting your jumping here.
Well, we got a little bit tougher conditions today with some wind and quite a bit of snow, but got the job done and ready to go on to finals.
What kind of adjustment do you make, coming from, straight bluebird day into, having a snow day today?
It's a lot more working with my coaches, making sure we're taking the right steps up or steps down. I think the first jump today was about 6 skis lower than that one, so we're having to step up to accommodate for the tracks filling in with snow and just trying to trust the takeoff and then keep the eyes on the ground to put it to my feet.
You mentioned the coaches. How important is their job on days like this?
Oh, it's a team effort for sure. I got my top coach, Matt, up there. I got my coach on the Noel, Vlad, and then Stas, our other coach, is over there leaf blowing the snow off the table in the jump, so it's a team effort for sure.
Great stuff, Winter. Good luck for the finals. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Louis Irving here with me, one of the definitely athletes to watch in the finals. Louis, you were sitting in that bubble spot waiting to qualify into the finals for quite some time.
Definitely a nerve-wracking 45 minutes there waiting to see if I was going to make it or not. Obviously wasn't the highest landing score, but it's still a landed jump. Ideally we have to ski through to get max points. You really have to ski through the finish all the way to the end, but there is a buffer zone of 7 meters that is qualified as a landed jump. So obviously I hit that 7 meter mark, which counted as a landing, but didn't get the exit points for today.
Good luck for the finals. Fingers crossed. Thank you.
A few words there from some of our finalists heading into the F1 round here today in Beauport, Canada. If you have just joined us, this is day 2 of the aerials competition, the 2026 Azerbaijan FIS Freestyle Aerials World Cup, a doubleheader here in the Canadian province of Quebec. Challenging conditions out here today, as we heard from USA's Winter Vanecki. She's definitely feeling comfortable and confident on this jump site, but she said there's a bit of wind, a little bit of extra snow coming down, settling on the in-run, meaning that the speeds are variable and the athletes do need to rely on the coaches a lot for their wisdom in terms of stepping up and adjusting their speed to the conditions. Top 12 athletes from the qualifications round earlier today through to today's finals. And we're now just moments away from the start of the women's finals. A look now at the current World Cup standings. China's Zhu Mentao leading the charge in the women's field on 200 points. Team China dominating the aerial scene this season. Of course, Zhu Mantao, part of that historic clean sweep in the women's field in Secret Garden earlier this season. But now a look at this start list. Australia's Sydney Stevens making her World Cup finals debut here in Beauport, Canada. 22 years of age. Only having her World Cup debut just a year ago. And now jumping in the finals here in Beauport, Canada. She'll be the first athlete to drop in this finals competition. And she's ready now in the start gate. Sydney Stevens from Team Australia will be performing a lay full, single twisting double flip. Sid Stevens on course. Clean lay full there from Australia's Sid Stevens. Landing it to her feet. And not the highest degree of difficulty that we will expect to see in this final out here today, but executed really well here from the young Aussie. Nice form in the air, good control of the twist rotation. Just landing a little bit over. Keeping her arms up there and looking happy with her first World Cup finals appearance here. We'll wait for the score to come in from the judges for Sid Stevens. It's a 72.79 for the young Aussie. First athlete to drop in this finals. We go straight back up to the top. A very experienced athlete. This time, no stranger to the finals. Mantao Zhu of Team China. She'll be performing a lay full off the triple kicker. Wearing the yellow bib as the current tour leader. Huge full. Lay full rather from Zhu Mantao. Great jump there from the Chinese athlete. Again, landing a little heavy on the tail of the ski. But otherwise, a great jump, great form in the air. Let's have a look now at this replay for Zhu Mantao. A little bit of a split in the skis, but otherwise relatively clean in the air. You see from that footage, the view from the back there, it does get quite wide with the skis on the jump, coming up the jump. But still manages to control the trick in the air, and she's very happy with that jump there. Qualifying a little lower than where she's used to. But now the score coming in for Zhu Mantao of Team China. It's a 94.25, putting Zhu Mantao in the lead here, the women's finals. Next up from Team USA, Kayla Kuhn. She will also be hitting the triple kicker with a lay full. Kayla Kuhn on course. Huge lay full there from USA's Kayla Kuhn. Brings it down to her feet. We've seen this jump site over the last 2 days, catching a lot of people there on the landing, looking like a flatter landing. So the athletes bring this trick down to their feet, but struggle to control that rotation and brings it through into the tail of the ski. We see that a little bit here from Kayla Kuhn. Nice form in the air through the first half of the trick, but then has to bend the knees a little bit as she tries to work the rotation around into the landing. Perhaps didn't need to so much. I do see quite a lot of soft snow there on the landing as well. I was catching a lot of people out in the finals yesterday, but Kayla Kuhn did a great job of handling these conditions out here today. We'll wait for the score to come in for USA's Kayla Kuhn. It's 83.37, putting Kayla Kuhn in second place. And now we go back up to the top for her teammate, 23-year-old Tasia Tanner, hitting the double kicker with full. Tasia Tanner on course. Really clean full there from Tasia Tanner. Stomps it to her feet. Landed a little chest heavy, but relied on her strength, the core strength and the strength in her legs there to keep it upright on the landing. See now in this replay, a little bit rushed to get into that twist as she released off the jump there, dropping that first arm, but otherwise great control of that rotation in the air. Has a good look at the landing there throughout the trick. Coach is happy with that jump as well. Now we wait for the score to come in for Tasia Tanner, her 21st World Cup start. And it's a 78.12, being Tasia Tanner in third position. Next up, wearing the blue bib as last year's World Cup Tour leader, Australia's Laura Peel, hitting the triple kicker with a lay full, double twisting triple. Laura had back-to-back wins here in Beauport last year, so she knows how to get the job done on this site. Laura Peel on course. Huge lay full. What a jump there from the Aussie. Great form. That is the execution she was after out here in Beauport. She wasn't able to find that yesterday. She's coming out with confidence here today, trying to get the job done again. We see this trick flipping quite fast. We see her having to throw the arms up, stretching really high range here as she tries to slow down that rotation. We could hear the coach yelling out from the knoll as well. Stretch. She really needed to make her body as long as possible to start slowing down that rotation. She did that really well, responded to the coach's call, and was able to bring that nicely to her feet. The score in for Laura Peel, 106.74, putting her in first position, back where she's used to being. We go straight back up to the top now. USA's Corinna Elliott, hitting the double kicker with a full, a double twisting double, 2 twists in 2 flips here. Corinna Elliott on course. Beautiful jump there from USA's Corinna Elliott. Very clean. Not the highest degree of difficulty that we've seen so far in this final, but she was able to execute that jump near perfectly. The judges are looking for 3 different elements here. It's the amplitude, so the air that the athlete has, the form in the air, and then also the landing. They want to see the athletes have minimal compression throughout the joints on that landing, looking like they've basically just stepped off a curb. Keeping the upper body nice and stable and displaying control to to ski out of that landing. We heard from Lewis Irving earlier today. He did have a little bit of trouble. Landed the jump, skied out, but then twisted around and fell. The score in there for Karina Elliott, 87.57. We go straight back up to the top. Fan Yu Kong from Team China performing a full off the double kicker. Another nice full there, this time from Fan Yu Kong of Team China. It really all comes down to risk and reward in aerial skiing. Athletes either choosing to go for that higher degree of difficulty and risking the trick, or going for something that is a little easier for them to complete. As we saw here from Kong Fan Yu, she's capable of doing tricks with a much higher degree of difficulty. She went for something a little easier, but executed really well, putting herself in a good position to get a high score, get herself through into the super final. The score in for Kong Fan Yu, 85.99, putting her in 4th position. The top 6 athletes.
I'm going to use the same strategy because it served me yesterday. Like, I didn't have any training here this week, so I'll go on a jump at a time. Like, I want to do triples, but I don't have any training, so I will be how I feel. I'm going to go jump by jump, and I'm going to use that crowd energy, which is, like, just so awesome. So I'm looking forward to it.
Canada's Marianne Thénault be the next athlete to drop here, competing on home soil, looking to get into that top 6 super final for a chance at a medal. Marianne Thénault on course. Nice double full there from the Canadian athlete here on home soil. Said she will use that crowd and that energy to lift her in today's competition. Didn't have a lot of time in training out here in Beauport, but has relied on her experience and skill out here today. She finished in 2nd place yesterday, so certainly capable of being on the podium. A little bit of a split in the legs and the skis there throughout that trick. Great amplitude though, and what I love the most about this jump is really solid landing, minimal compression through the joints, great control of that rotation as well, keeping the chest up. And the score in for Marianne Thénault, 89.88. That puts her in 3rd position. Next up, the Aussie Ellie Frigo. She'll be performing a full, double twisting double. Ellie Frigo on course. Really nice jump there from Ellie Frigo. Very clean full from the 26-year-old Aussie. Again, not the highest degree of difficulty that we will see in this final, but otherwise a clean jump there from Ellie Frigo. Nice form in the air. Legs tight together, skis tight together. Good control of this rotation here. And landing with her centre of mass right over the ski there nicely. She finished 10th in yesterday's competition. Having a consistent season so far.
She needs 83.37 or better to move into the top 6 position. Let's see the score.
84.73 puts Ellie Frigo in 6th position, currently on the bubble here. Still a number of athletes remaining. 3 athletes to go. Next up, Qi Xiao from Team China, hitting the triple kicker, and she is on course. Huge lay full there from Qi Xiao. Unfortunately, just over-rotating a little bit on that landing and doing a bit of a back slap there. Just a bit too much rotation. It was a huge jump, huge amplitude here from Qi Xiao. Great form in the air. Just bringing the feet through, scooping the feet through on that landing there. And sitting down on the tail of the ski, just not able to slow down that rotation as she came into landing there. Probably needed to keep the arms up throughout the second part of the trick a little bit more to slow down that rotation. Now we wait for the score to come in for Qi Xiao, 24 years of age from Team China. Already has 3 World Cup podiums to her name. She finished 17th in the event yesterday, so just missed out on that final. 84.58 is the score there for Qi Xiao, just missing out on the Super 6. Now we head straight back up to the top. Anhelina Brakina from Team Ukraine, performing a full tuck, double twisting triple. Brakina on course. Huge full tuck there for Anhelina Brakina. Unfortunately, not able to stick that landing. The degree of difficulty was there, but unfortunately the execution just slipped away from her. Huge amplitude on this jump, as we can see here now on this replay. But just too much flip rotation. It was flipping too fast for the amount of amplitude that she had. The skis touched down there on the snow, but as soon as they did, she scooped them through and it went down onto her back. Unfortunately, that'll be a big deduction on that landing score. Not the cleanest finish. The score coming in here for Anhelina Brakina of Team Ukraine. It's a 61.21, putting her in 11th position. And now just 1 athlete remaining, today's highest qualifier.
Stay calm, keep the nerves at bay as best as possible, and focus on a couple key things that I need to do to make sure I hit a good takeoff.
USA's Winter Vanecki, the winner of yesterday's competition and highest place qualifier here today. Certainly knows what it takes to get the job done here in Lac Beauport. Winter Vanecki on course. Stomps the lay full. What a jump there from Winter Vanecki. Absolutely nailed it. We heard from her just before, when she's up there in the start gate, she's just thinking about a few key points and what she needs to do to hit that takeoff. And it looks like it's worked out really well for her here on this jump. Strong takeoff there. Clean throughout that first layout. And full, just breaking form a bit in that third flip there as she comes into landing. Just working that rotation to bring it around to her feet. Really strong landing here from the US skier. She's also such a strong athlete. She's relying on her leg strength and core strength there for that particular landing. We wait for the score to come in for Winter Vanecki. It's a 97.47, putting her in second position and through to the super final medal round here today in Beauport. A look now at the standings for the men's competition as we shift our focus now to the men's field. The top 12 athletes from the qualifications round earlier today through to this final. And it was yesterday's winner, Dmitry Kotovsky, highest placed qualifier. Apologies, yesterday's winner, Dmitry Kotovsky, qualifying in 11th position. Just having a little bit of trouble compared to what he was doing yesterday. We know he has room for improvement out here. Does need to make up a few spots to get back into that top 6 and a chance at another medal. Canada's Lewis Irving be the first athlete to drop, qualifying in 12th position out here. And we heard him say earlier he had a bit of trouble with that landing.
I try to not think about too much. I trust my coach. He sets me at the right spot. So right before I jump turn, I remind myself to trust that spot and just let her rip, go for a ride, and stick the jump.
Athletes definitely relying on their coaches a lot out here today in these challenging conditions. A lot of wind, a bit of snow settling on the in-run. And as we heard from Lewis earlier, stuck landing, but then had a bit of a crash in the finish area. Looking to improve on that here in the finals. Lewis Irving on course. Ooh, not the jump he was after here. That will be costly. We could see right there from the takeoff. Didn't have a strong body position as he came up that jump there, having a little bit of a buckle. And then had to fight throughout the entire trick to control that down onto his feet. Almost looking like he caught an edge as he came up the jump there as well. Just didn't have that pressure on the skis as he came up the jump. We can see now from that vision from behind, getting a little bit off axis as he came up the jump there. He did really well to bring this down onto his feet, given that takeoff there. But unfortunately, landing across the fall line, wasn't able to stick that landing, and he'll be disappointed with that jump here in front of a home crowd. Now we wait for the score to come in for Lewis Irving. And these athletes heading to Lake Placid, New York next week for the final stop on the World Cup Tour ahead of the Olympic Winter Games. The score coming in for Canada's Lewis Irving, 65.16, putting him in first position, the first athlete to drop here in this final. Now we head straight back up to the top, wearing the yellow bib, Ukraine's Dmitry Kotovsky, performing a full double full, otherwise known as the Daddy, Kotovsky on course. What a jump there from Dmitry Kotovsky. World-class execution. Showing us just why he is wearing that yellow bib as the World Cup Tour leader. A look now at The replay here for Dmitry Kotovsky. Really strong takeoff there, setting himself up for a nice clean trick. Excellent form in the air, no split whatsoever between the legs, skis pinned together. Great control of that rotation, and that means that he's able to put it to his feet with his center of mass right over the ski there. Using the core strength and the strength of the lower unit to stay nice and upright. We wait for the score to come in now for Dmitry Kotovsky. "24 years young." Already has 3 World Cup victories to his name. Looking to add one more here today in Beauport, Canada. And the score is in, 106.20 for Dmitry Kotovsky, putting him in the lead. Qualified a little bit lower than what he would have liked here today, but he's now positioned himself well to get into the top 6 medal round. Next up from Team USA, Christopher Lillis will be performing the same trick, a full double full full. Chris Lillis on course. Right on the money there from Chris Lillis of Team USA. Great execution on that jump. We'll have a look now at this replay here for Chris Lillis. Again, nice form in the air. Minimal split between the legs. Maybe not quite as tight and tidy in the air compared to what we saw from the previous jump for Dmitry Kotovsky, but great amplitude from Chris Lillis on this jump. "27 years young here for Chris Lillis. 15 World Cup podiums to his name, 2 of them victories. Also has a gold medal in from the Olympic Games. 107.97 for Chris Lillis, putting him in the lead. Olympic gold medal in the aerials team event from Beijing. Next up in the start gate, Pierre-Olivier Cote performing a full here in front of a home crowd in Beauport, Canada. Pierre-Olivier on course. Huge jump there from the Canadian athlete, brings it down to his feet. Calm in the air, a really solid landing. And he looks happy with that jump. Competing here in Beauport, Canada, the home and heart of freestyle skiing in Canada. So keeping the arms down by his side, close to his side for the majority of that trick, indicating that he was working the rotation to bring it round to his feet. We see a bit of a form break there as well as he comes into the landing, having to bend the knees. Didn't quite have as much rotation as he wanted to be able to stay straight throughout the entire trick. But we wait for the score to come in now for Pierre-Olivier Cote. And it's a 93.96 there for Pierre-Olivier, putting him in 3rd position. Next up from Team China, Chi Guangpu, performing a full double full. Wearing that blue bib as last year's World Cup Tour winner. Chi Guangpu, Olympic champion on course. And he's stomped that trick Great jump there from Chi Guangpu. High amplitude, really clean in the air. Stomped the landing, just had a little bit of trouble there as he was skiing out down the landing hill. So it will be counted as a landed jump. The judges do need to see that control. I think there's a buffer of about 7 meters that the athlete needs to display control of the landing for as they ski down the landing hill. So let's have a look now at this replay. Looks like he catches that edge there on the landing, probably less than 7 meters, so it might be a bit of a deduction there from the judges. We'll wait and see what the score is here for Chi Guangpu of Team China. .35 years of age, certainly an experienced athlete on the World Cup Tour. Olympic champion on home soil in Beijing 2022. 110.18 there for Chi Guangpu of Team China. He is in the lead. Obviously that little caught edge there on the ski out wasn't a factor there for the landing. Next up in the start gate from Team Switzerland, Hermann Werner. Hermann Werner on course. Really nice. Double full there from Hermann. Just a little bit over-rotated there coming into that landing, riding the tail of the ski down the landing hill. A lot of pressure on the shins there. He's probably going to be pretty sore on the shins tomorrow. But relied on his leg and core strength to keep the arms up off the landing. Let's have a look now at this replay. Excellent form and execution in the air there. No split whatsoever between the legs or the skis. Just riding out onto the tail there on that landing. What I love, though, about that jump is Hermann does a really good job of squaring up into the landing. Now we wait for the score to come in for Hermann, looking to get in that top 6 for a chance at the medal round. Will it be enough to get him through? The score in now for Hermann, 101.81, putting him in 4th position. So currently in that top 6. We go straight back up to the top now. Connor Curran from Team USA will be doing a double full. Curran on course. What a jump there from USA's Connor Curran. Really clean in the air, stomped the landing. It's going to score well, this one. And as we get through to the upper half of this final, the level is lifting as these athletes try and get into that top 6 for the super final round. Great height here, great control of this rotation. Nice form in the air. But I think what I love the most about this jump is that landing. And to the center of mass, right over the ski there. Over the center of the ski, rather. Keeps the chest up. Good control, good ski out. We wait for the score to come in now for Connor Curran of Team USA. finished in 4th place in yesterday's event. Looking to get himself on the podium out here today. 115.49. We have a new leader, Connor Curran from Team USA, just 21 years of age. We go straight back up to the top for his teammate, Ashton Solwyn. Will be performing a full double full. Solwyn on course. Oh, just having some trouble there on the landing. Such a great jump in the air. Great attempt on that jump, but just coming in a little bit short on that rotation. And you see him gesturing there, just so close to being such a good jump. Good form in the air here. It's a little bit of a split in the skis, but just coming in a little bit too short. The chest down over the front of the ski there. We did see him working to get that rotation into landing, just bending the knees in that last flip as he came into landing there. It still landed with the chest too far forward, unfortunately. Not able to hold on to it. He knows it too. So close there for Ashton Solwyn. The score in 77.88, putting him in 7th position, so not enough to qualify through into that super final. Go straight back up to the top. Mia Fontaine from Team Canada performing a lay double full. And the crowd getting loud out here for Mia Fontaine competing on home soil, and he's now on course. What a jump there from Mia Fontaine. That is exactly what he was looking for. And definitely using the energy of the crowd out here today. And this is such a nice trick to watch as well, with that layout in the first trick and then the double twist in the second trick there. Such nice separation between that layout and the double full in the middle. And Mia does this so well. Goes for that taffy there, twisting with the arms up above the head. Great control of that rotation as well. He had the amplitude to be able to stay straight throughout that entire trick. And also great control and stomp the landing. So we'll wait for the score to come in now for Mia Fontaine. And it's 111.47, putting him in 2nd position. He finished 8th in yesterday's competition, so looking to build on that today. Noe Roth from Team Switzerland will be the next skier to drop. Noe on course. Nice jump there from Noe Roth of Team Switzerland. Exciting event out here for the men's competition today. Some huge tricks being thrown down. Yet to see 5 twists in this final, but perhaps we'll see it in the super final. It's really nice double full here from Noe Roth. Clean in the air. Really solid landing. One of the best landings we've seen so far in this final. We wait for the score to come in now for Noe Roth from Team Switzerland. He had a bit of trouble in yesterday's competition, finishing in 17th place. We're used to seeing Noe up there on the podium. And the score coming in for Noe Roth, 114.93, putting him in second position. Just bumping out his teammate Perman Werner from the top 6 there. Great rivalry between those two teammates. Next up, Li Tianma from Team China performing a double full, the same trick that we just saw there from Noe. Li on course. What a jump there from the Chinese athlete. Li Tianma. Excellent execution on that jump. And he's having such a great season so far this year. Huge jump here from Li Tianma. Great amplitude. He's able to stay relatively high range with the arm drops as well. Staying straight with the body line throughout the entire trick. And a strong landing there too, with his centre of mass over the centre of the ski. And he looks happy with that jump too, as he should be. We wait for the score to come in from the judges now for Li Tianma. Just 24 years young, already has 4 World Cup victories to his name, 2 in the individual aerials format, 2 in the team format. Finished 15th in yesterday's competition, so had a little bit of trouble, wasn't able to make it through to the final, but looking like he's found his form here today for day 2 of competition. Just one athlete remaining in the F1 round now.
Okay, 2728, 36, 340. Okay, scores good, leave like this. Thank you, judges.
Judges deliberating, but the score coming in now for Li Tianma, 113.57. So he's through to the super final in 3rd position, which means now one athlete remaining. Chris Lillis from Team USA currently on the bubble. It's now Sun Jiaxu from Team China in the start gate and on course. And that's how it's done. Excellent jump here from Sun Jiaxu. 2nd place in yesterday's event. Looking to go one better here today. Huge jump there. Clean execution and a solid landing. Let's have a look now at this replay. Quite high there with the arms as he wraps in for this double full there. And high range on the last full there as he comes into landing. And the arms are stretched up high above the head. Clean body lines and form in the air. We'll wait for the score to come in now for Sun Jiaxu, Team China, currently wearing bib number 6 as number 6 in the World Cup Tour. (26 years of age), and the score in 113.72. He moves into 3rd position, unfortunately bumping out Chris Lillis out of that top 6 there. Team China, a strong showing here in the super final. 3 athletes out of the top 6 in the super final now, but Connor Curran holding on to that top spot here in the F1 round. Noe Roth from Team Switzerland in second, Sun Jiaksu third, Lee Tianma in fourth, and Miha Fontaine of Team Canada competing in front of a home crowd in fifth position, and rounding out the super final from Team China, Qi Guangpu, Olympic champion. So set to be an exciting medal round here as we head into the super final. Look now at the top 3 athletes heading into this women's super final. Already some great jumping here from the women. Lots of triples being thrown and set to be an exciting super final medal round. Current leader, Aussie Laura Peel, wearing that blue bib, last year's World Cup tour leader. Yet to make a podium so far this season, so Laura Peel looking to get back on the podium here today. A look now at the start list for the women's final. 2 athletes from Team China, 2 from USA, 1 Canadian competing in front of home soil, and the Aussie Laura Peel rounding out that super final. And we are set to go now. Kong Fanyu of Team China in the start gate. She'll be performing a double full, triple twisting double. Kong Fanyu on course. Ooh, just a little over rotation there on that landing. Just didn't quite come together the way she wanted there on that particular jump. For Kong Fanyu, 32 years of age. A look now at the replay here. Just a bit of a split in the legs throughout the majority of that trick as well, so that will impact her form scores in the air. But just having trouble with that rotation, too much rotation, and then coming through onto her back. Also looking like she struggled to slow down the twist rotation too, wasn't able to square it up into that landing. We wait for the score to come in now for Kong Fanyu of Team China. Still big smiles there from the Chinese athlete. And the score coming in for Kong Fanyu of Team China, the first athlete to drop here in this super final. It's a 69.44, putting her in first position, the first athlete to drop here in the super final. We go straight back up to the start gate. The USA's Corinna Elliott, 25 years of age, she'll be performing a full double full, triple twisting double. Corinna Elliott on course. Ooh, just a little trouble there on the landing as well from Corinna Elliott. Over rotation, backs up on the landing. Similar to what we saw there from Kong Fan Yu of Team China. Look here at this replay, a little bit rushed into that first flip. She drops the arm early coming up the jump, releasing up off the jump, and you can see with that head position as well there, she's really looking over that shoulder, a little bit rushed to get that to her feet. Just didn't have the control throughout the trick there to bring it comfortably to her feet on the landing. The score in 68.73 for Corinna Elliott. Corinna Elliott into second position. Go straight back up to the top. Competing in front of a home crowd, Marianne Tonneau performing a full double full. The same trick that we just saw there from Elliott. Marianne Tonneau finishing in second place in yesterday's event. Looking to build on that here today. Marianne Tonneau on course. Nice jump there from Marianne Tonneau. Another back slap on that landing now. So that's 3 from 3 here in this super final with over rotation. All of them off that double kicker. We'll wait for the scores to come in now for Marianne Tonneau. But a look now at this replay. A strong takeoff. Just a bit of a split in the legs in the air here. And she goes for that double full into landing. And again, just feet scooping through on that landing. So riding out on the tail of the skis. She manages to keep the hands up above the landing, which is good from the judges' perspective. We'll wait for the score to come in now for Marianne Tonneau, 25 years young. Already has an Olympic podium to her name in the aerials team event. Third place in Beijing 2022. And the score coming in now for Marianne Tonneau, 72.26, putting her in the lead. And 3 athletes remaining in this super final. Next up from Team China, wearing the yellow bib as World Cup Tour leader, Zhu Mentao, hitting the triple kicker with a full. Zhu Mentao on course. Huge jump there from Zhu Mentao. Massive amplitude. This jump's going to score well. She had a little bit of trouble with that landing. Again, a bit of an over rotation. Having a look now at this replay for Zhu Mentao of Team China. Bit of a split in the legs throughout the majority of the trick. And rotating quite fast, and we see rides out on the tail of the ski there on that landing. Hard to tell with the snow flying up whether or not the hand drops down. We can see now from that angle she does touch down on the landing, so that is going to be a deduction on her landing scores. But we'll wait now for the score to come in for Zhu Mentao. She's been successful in this sport for such a long time. Incredible to see her still succeeding on the world stage. reigning Olympic champion, looking to defend her title in Milano Cortina just a few weeks, with the Olympic Winter Games getting underway on the 6th of February. And the score in for Zhu Mentao, 97.02, putting her in first position. Just 2 athletes remaining. Next up, it's yesterday's winner, Winter Vanecki from Team USA. She'll also be performing a full. Winter jumping really well off this triple kicker all week here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Looking to go back-to-back gold here on this jump site. Winter Vanecki on course. And she's done it. Stomps the full. Winter Vanecki on fire out here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Right on the money. And executed to perfection. Winter really finding her form out here in Lac Beauport. Let's have a look now at this replay. Great control of the rotation here. Has a good look at that landing. And she comes in with that center of mass right over the center of the ski. So she's able to use her leg strength and core strength, stay upright. Excellent jump there from the US athlete. We'll wait for the score to come in now for Winter Vanecki. (27 years of age. Already has 5 World Cup victories to her name. Looking to make it 1 more out here today. But there is still 1 athlete remaining. So we'll wait for the score to come in now for Winter Vanecki. And then it's all in the hands of her competitor, Laura Peel. 109.90. We have a new leader. Winter Vanecki takes the top spot out here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Guarantees herself another podium. But what position will it be is now all up to Australia's Laura Peel. Will also be hitting the triple kicker with a full. Laura Peel looking to clinch her first World Cup podium this season. Laura Peel on course. And she's done it. Stomps the landing. What a jump there from Australia's Laura Peel. Showing us just why she is wearing that blue bib. Last year's World Cup tour leader. Really finding her form out here today in Lac Beauport. She had some trouble here on the site yesterday, but looking like she's been able to turn it around here today. And this is a huge jump. Nice form in the air. Legs pinned together throughout the entire trick. And a really solid landing there. Such an impressive jump from the Aussie athlete. Coached by Mish Roth. And a big smile there from Laura Peel. She's got to be happy with that jump. And I think we're going to see a big score posted here. We'll wait for the score to come in from the judges for Australia's Laura Peel. Will she be the winner out here today? And she's done it. 113.76. Laura Peel takes the gold medal out here today in Lac Beauport, Canada. Back where she wants to be, on top of that podium. She's been fighting for it all season so far this year, and she's finally found that form out here today. And awesome to see 3 really strong triples there for the women on today's podium in Lac Beauport for the women's aerials. A look now at the results. Laura Peel from Team Australia taking that top spot with a score of 113.76. Winter Vanecki of Team USA going back-to-back podiums. in second place here today. And Zhu Mentao of Team China, current World Cup Tour leader, in third position. Zhu Mentao having a bit of trouble on this site yesterday in that super final, but bringing things together here today in day 2 of competition. And in a few moments, we should hear from today's winner, Aussie Laura Peel, on her performance today before we turn our attention to the men's super final competition. Aussie Laura Peel.
So we have Winter Winnecke here, the winner of the second day here. Excuse me, Laura Peel, obviously. The winner of the second day here. Laura, good to see you back on top of the podium. Just walk me a little bit through this super final jump. Full. To put it on down. Was a lot of pressure?
Yeah, it feels really good to be back. I'm really happy with that jump. I'm really happy with my jumping all day. Obviously, yesterday wasn't really my day, so I was really motivated to come back today and do some good jumps. So I'm really stoked with that.
You know, tell me something about the level in the women's competition. You know, 3 triple full in the super final. Not something that we see very often on the tour.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you know. I don't know if we've had 3 fulls on the podium before, so pretty epic to see more and more women up there and throwing the big tricks, and you know, because we can, so it's a lot of fun.
You obviously can. Great stuff. Congratulations, Laura.
Very well said there from Australia's Laura Peel. Awesome to see the level of competition in the women's field heading into the Olympic Winter Games. But now we shift our attention to the men's field. A look here at some of the highlights from the competition earlier today in the F1 round. The top 3 athletes through to this super final. USA's Connor Curran leading the charge in the men's field, with some epic jumping, looking to build upon that here in the super final. Kicking things off will be China's Qi Guangpu, reigning Olympic champion and World Cup Tour leader, wearing that blue bib. So certainly capable of being on top of the podium out here. And Qi Guangpu performing a double full, ready in the start gate. Qi Guangpu on course. What a jump there from Qi Guangpu. Kicking off this super final for the men's competition. Such an impressive jump here from the Chinese athlete. Just over-rotating ever so slightly on that landing. But huge amplitude. Look at the height he gets off this jump now. Great form in the air, legs pinned together, straight body lines, good control of that rotation, has a good look at the landing, just riding the tail of the ski a little bit on that landing there as he scoops the feet through. But manages to keep the arms up and the hands up above that landing there. Really relying on the core strength and the leg strength. Now we wait for the scores to come in from the judges for Qi Guangpu of Team China. 35 years of age, very experienced on the World Cup Tour. Reigning Olympic champion, looking to defend his title in Milano Cortina. In less than a month now until the opening ceremony, the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. And the score is in, 103.17 there for Qi Guangpu of Team China. Putting him in the lead, first athlete to drop in this super final. And now we go straight back up to the start gate for Canada's Mia Fontaine, competing a full in front of a home crowd out here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Just 22 years of age, already has an Olympic medal to his name in the aerial team event. Bronze in Beijing 2022. Mia Fontaine on course. Beautiful jump there from Mia Fontaine. Using that energy of the crowd. Certainly looks happy to be jumping out here in front of Canadian friends and family and fans. And looking at this replay for Mia Fontaine. Now we wait for the score to come in for Mia Fontaine of Team Canada. And it's 103.27 there for Mia Fontaine, putting him in the lead. Super close scores here between Fontaine and Qi Guangpu. Now straight back up to the top from Team China, Li Tianma, performing a double full. The first quint twisting triple of the contest today. And he's done it. Stomps the landing. 5 twists there from Li Tianma. What a jump. Absolutely testing the limits out here today in Lac Beauport, Canada. That is the type of jumping we want to see in a super final. Five twists here, the double full, full. And exceptional control of that rotation as well. Has a great look at this landing in the full coming into landing there. Keeps the center of mass over the center of the ski. This is going to be a big score posted here for Li Tianma of Team China. Just 24 years of age. Exciting to think of what's possible for this Chinese athlete. And now we wait for the scores to come in for Li Tianma. Always great energy from this athlete out here on the World Cup tour. And it's 124.95, putting Li Tianma into first position. Huge score there, but 3 athletes remaining. Next up, it's Sun Jiaxu, performing a full, double full. Another 5 twists here, already shaping up to be an incredible super final. Sun on course. And he's done it. Nailed the jump. 5 twists here from Sun Jiaxu. What are we seeing here today? This is incredible. 2 near perfect quint twisting triples out here in the men's super final. And still 2 athletes remaining. Team China absolutely on fire out here today. Look at this replay now. Still great execution, great form in the air here from Sun Jiaxu with the full, double full, double full. And what I love the most about this jump is it's still such high degree of difficulty, but still such a great landing. Really good control. Just looks like he's basically landed a full. Coach Dennis looking happy with that jump as well. And now we wait for the score to come in for Sun Jiaxu of Team China. Still 2 athletes remaining in this super final. And the score in 131.58. Huge score there for Sun Jiaxu, putting him in the lead. And now we head straight back up to the top. Noah Roth with a double full, full. The third quint twisting triple in a row out here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Can he stomp it? Noah Roth on course. And he's done it. This is incredible scenes. We've just seen 3 quint twisting triples out here today in Lac Beauport, Canada. 3 in a row stomped to their feet. Noah Roth of Team Switzerland laying one down there. Let's wait for the score to come in and take a look at this replay now. The double full, full. A little bit of a split in the legs there, but otherwise a really solid jump from Noah Roth. Had to bend the knees a little bit coming into landing as he worked to bring that rotation down onto his feet on that landing. So a bit of a form break compared to what we saw, but it was the right choice there. He was able to land with his center of mass over the center of the skis. Coach Mish Roth, his dad there, looking pumped on the knoll. And now we wait for the score to come in for Noah Roth. Big smiles there from the Swiss athlete and a big sigh of relief, as you would after that trick. And the score in 122.91 for Noah Roth, putting him in 3rd position. And that was an incredible jump. So just goes to show the level that we are seeing in this super final right now. Next up from Team USA, Connor Curran performing a double full. Quadruple twisting triple. So not the highest degree of difficulty that we've seen in this super final so far, but he's looking for perfect execution on this trick. He's going to need it to get himself on the podium with 3 quint twisting triples being thrown. Connor Curran on course. Ooh, just over-rotating ever so slightly. Great form in the air on that jump there from Connor Curran. Just having a bit of trouble on that landing. We'll have a look at this replay now for USA's Connor Curran. On that double full. Just 21 years of age and doing so well on this World Cup tour. A little bit of a gap between the legs there throughout the entire trick, so that is going to be a deduction from the judges on the form in the air. Good amplitude here from Connor Curran, but a bit of trouble on that landing. Just landing a little bit deep, so the skis shooting out in front of him on that landing. He does also drop a hand down. Another deduction from the judges on that landing, so having a bit of trouble there. Otherwise, a great day of jumping out here for Connor Curran from Team USA. Certainly earning his spot in this super final. 21 World Cup starts to his name. Yet to find himself on the podium. Can he do it out here today? With the tricks that we've just seen thrown, it's going to be tough for him, but we'll wait for the scores to come in from the judges. And it's 97.74, putting Connor Curran in 6th position. Which means today's winner from Team China, Sun Jiaxu, with a huge 131.58. An incredible quint twisting triple. The top 3 athletes all performing 5 twists in this super final, which is exactly what we want to see as spectators going into the Olympic Winter Games. Huge tricks being thrown by these athletes, and we heard from Switzerland's Noah Roth leading into this season. He said we can expect a lot of quint twisting triples being thrown this season, particularly as we head into the Olympic Winter Games, and it's playing out before our eyes right here in Lac Beauport, Canada. Great to see just ahead of these Olympic Winter Games, but also in the women's field, 3 fulls, triple twisting triples being thrown in the super final as well. So the level of competition both in the men's and women's fields, absolutely incredible at the moment in this sport. And while that wraps up the competition here today in Lac Beauport, Canada, stick around because in a few moments the podium getters will be awarded their prizes at the awards ceremony.
Hier, il était pareil que ça. Oh, oui, je te confirme, il était pareil que ça.
the winner's presentation of today's Women's FIS Freestyle Aerials World Cup held in Lac Beauport. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la présentation des gagnants d'aujourd'hui de la Coupe du Monde de saut FIS de Lac Beauport. Now please welcome the winners of today's FIS Freestyle Aerials Women's. In third place, representing China, Xu Mangtao.
A very special podium out here today. 3 fulls. Third place to Zhu Mantao of Team China. Second place to USA's Winter Vanecki.
The winner of today's Women's FIS Freestyle Aerials World Cup, representing Australia, Laura Peel.
And back on top of the podium, the first time this season, Australia's Laura Peel with a superb full.
Les trophées d'aujourd'hui sont remis par Monsieur Denis Servet, président de la Société des Jeux du Canada.
Laura Peel, 36 years of age, and her 14th World Cup victory.
Canada Games Host Society.
Her 29th World Cup podium. But Zhu Mantao, incredible there, third place. 35 years of age as well. Her 30th or 61st World Cup podium rather. She's got 30 victories to her name. And then Winter Vanecki, 27 years of age. This is her 9th World Cup podium. The highlight today, 3 women performing triple twisting triples on landing themselves on this podium.
In honor of our winner, we will now play the national anthem.
And now for the Australian national anthem to honour Australia's Laura Peel, the winner of today's competition. And there you have it, the women's podium. Today's winner, Laura Peel from Australia. Second place, Winter Vanecki from Team USA. And third place, rounding out the podium, China's Zhu Mantao. What a day for women's aerial skiing out here in Lac Beauport, Canada. And now shifting our attention toward the men's field for the prize giving ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the winner's presentation of today's men's FIS Freestyle Aerial World Cup held in Lac Beauport. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la présentation des gagnants d'aujourd'hui de la Coupe du Monde de saut FIS Lac Beauport. Et maintenant, en troisième place, in third place, representing Switzerland, de la Suisse, Noé Roth.
Noé Roth of Team Switzerland. Third place in the men's field. His 23rd career podium. for the 25-year-old Li Tianma of Team China. That's his 7th ever World Cup podium, just 24 years of age. Today's winner, Sun Jiaxu, also from Team China, and 26 years of age, taking his 10th World Cup podium. 6th victory, but 4th in the individual aerials format. And all 3 of these athletes here on the podium performing quint twisting triples. Just incredible, the level of competition in the sport at the moment. All 3 athletes here delivering amazing degree of difficulty and consistently stomping those landings. The very highest level of this sport. Extraordinary standard. And I think this is a really significant day in the sport of freestyle aerial skiing, with both the men's and women's field pushing the sport, executing high degree of difficulty across the board on the podiums.
Mesdames et messieurs, votre top 3 encore une fois. Merci beaucoup, messieurs. Thank you, gentlemen. Et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, permettez-moi de vous présenter les meneurs.
And congratulations there to Noe Roth, Li Tianma, and Sun Jiaxu.
We present you the women's and men's leader on the FIS Freestyle Aerials World
Now
Cup
for
as of today.
the presentation of the yellow bibs, the World Cup Tour leader in both the men's and women's fields.
And
the yellow bibs remaining with Xu Mentao of Team China in the women's field, and the bib going to Li Tianma of Team China in the men's. Yellow bib switching hands a number of times this season so far in the men's field, as the season now builds towards its finale with the Aerials World Cup heading to Lake Placid, New York, USA on January 11th and 12th, the final stop on the tour for the aerial skiing athletes. One last competition as they build towards the World Cup Tour title. The winner of the tour taking home the coveted Crystal Globe. But not the end of the season for these athletes in totality as they head into the Olympic Winter Games commencing on February 6th. But we'll be back for more freestyle action in Valsancombe here in the Canadian province of Quebec on the 9th and 10th of January for freestyle mogul skiing and dual mogul skiing, a night event for the mogul skiing athletes. I'm Britt Cox, 4-time Winter Olympian and 2017 World Champion in the sport of freestyle mogul skiing. Thanks for the company. Bye for now.